Hello sentient beings, Nick Coughlin back here for another episode of Basic Batches. In this episode we're going to be talking about an ingredient that is incredibly close to my heart. That is potatoes. In this episode we're going to be looking at doing potatoes in three different ways. We're going to do scalloped potatoes, we're going to do Hasselback potatoes, and we're going to do nice and simple mashed potatoes. The potatoes that I'm going with are specifically selected by me for my area because they're the ones that I'm able to get my hands on to give me the best results. My recommendation when you're going for something like mashed potatoes is to go for a potato that isn't starchy or isn't very starchy, because the more you mash it, the more gluey it becomes. For something more like a roast potato, then a little bit starchy is okay, because you're going to be just slicing it or just cutting it and baking it or roasting it. And the starch content isn't going to change too much for you. In any case, we want fluffy results out for everything potato-y. So watch the video and hopefully you'll get a few tips out of it. First, start by peeling all of your potatoes. I know, all that lovely skin, we're going to peel it off. After that, slice it into 1 centimeter slices and throw it in a bowl or a steamer and steam it for 20 minutes. Once that's done, pour in your milk and your butter or vegan alternatives and mash it to the consistency that you want. We are then going to add some chopped chives. I've got fresh ones, so I'm going to chop it myself. And serve. You can put it in a single container and freeze it as well. That's quite handy too. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius and then slice your potato lengthwise. Put face down with some skewers or some chopsticks and use that as a guide when you're slicing down vertically. I've gone down about 1/2 centimeter, but you'll notice the skewers stop it from going all the way to the bottom. Handy. Put in a roasting dish or a Dutch oven like I have and pour in your duck fat or your olive oil or your butter, depending on how vegan you want to be, and cook for around about an hour at 200 degrees Celsius. Okay, so start with some vegetable stock. You'll also need some miso. Well, you don't need it, but it helps with meatiness. Mustard, grain or Dijon. Potatoes, we've gone with King Edward here. And onion. Start by putting your oven on 200 degrees Celsius and then mix in the miso, the mustard and the boiling hot stock so it all melts through and blends. Then peel and slice your onion. I'm going to be using a mandolin because that's much easier. If you don't have one, then slice it as thin as you humanly can. See how thin that is? Then change it to thick setting or change your hand to thick setting and slice the potatoes quite thick. Put a layer of potato down the bottom of a baking dish or cast iron fry pan like I've done. Top it with a layer of onion and then put another layer of potato over the top of that, repeating until you're left with the top layer of potato over which you're going to pour that stock mix. 1 1/4 hours at 200 degrees, comes out absolutely delish. Serve it with some creme fraiche or pepper as well, and there you go. Thank you so much, sentient beings, for watching that episode of Basic Batches. I hope the potato dishes have inspired you to make your own batches of potatoes. They are just, tiny bit complicated, but will give you a lot of good eating for a long period of time. If you have liked the video, please like it down in the like box area. If you dislike it, go ahead. Tell me why you disliked it. More than happy to work with you to make these videos more interesting and more appealing to you. Also, jump onto my Facebook page, facebook.com/basicbatches, And also go to my Patreon page if that's still up and running. It probably is. I'll always accept money. Patreon.com/basicbatches. And my Instagram page is instagram.com/Nick, Nique, of time, with underscores in between it. So it's NIQUE_OF_THYME. So jump onto that as well. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again next time.